Hey, Cardinals fans, welcome back to STL Sports. We're going to recap today's game against the Washington Nationals, breaking down everything you need to know, whether you caught every inning or just missed out on the action. We got you covered here, key moments, stand-up performances, and takeaways from today's game in D.C. So, Cardinals win today, a score of 4-2. Now, mentioned earlier that I thought the score was going to be it was going to be a little bit closer of a game. You had a little bit better of a pitching matchup in today's game. My prediction earlier on in our pregame show, if you caught that, was 5-3 Cardinals or 6-4 Cardinals, and it'll be in 4-2. So right around the same idea and whatnot about, a 2-run victory for the Cardinals in today's game. This game had a little bit of everything. You had Andre Palante, who pitched really well. You had some clutch hitting across the board, and then you had a few moments that had at least Cardinals fans on their feet, probably not Nationals fans on their feet, as the Cardinals again win 4-2 in today's matchup against the Washington Nationals. They jumped out to a early lead here. I mean, you're looking at they didn't really score anything. I mean, it was 4-0 after the second inning. Pedro Pages singled on the ground, singles on a ground ball. Wilson Contreras scores, Nolan Gorman the second. Early on, the Victor Scott singles on a line drive to left field. Nolan Gorman scores, make it 2-0 there. Lars Nootbaar doubles also in the second here on a line drive to right field, scoring Pages or Pedro, and then scoring Victor Scott as well, pushing Lars Nootbaar over to second base, or over to third base. Over to third base. Again, Cardinals jumped out to a early lead in the second inning, and then were able to hold off. A little bit scary of a bottom of the ninth inning for Ryan Helsley in this one, but just enough to secure a win in today's game. Talk about some turning points here for today's game. So, a lot of big moments here, especially in the second, early on in the game, like we mentioned. One of those being one of the big moments coming in the second inning off of that Lars Nootbaar, single or line drive out to right field. And go ahead and pull this up here for you so we're able to watch it. From today's game, as Lars scores 2 for the Cardinals. Cardinals are already up 2-0.
Cardinals, and now that one turned on and rifled to right. That's going to bounce high off the wall. 1 run scores. Here comes Victor. Helmet flying. Here he comes to the plate.
The guy can fly, man.
Off target. Backed up by Williams. Short
doing little push-ups there at the end of the thing too.
And the Cardinals lead by.
The bats are rolling right now for the St. Louis Cardinals. Huge play here to make it 4-0 Cardinals early on in this game. I mean, it clearly was enough to get the win in today's matchup. But not only you have that, but you also had a heck of a catch. Looking here, Brendan Donovan, bottom of the third inning, he had a heck of a catch here as well to help keep things calm, early on in this game as well. A nice little oppo drive to left field. Little ridiculous catch to keep this one scoreless early on in the game. And I didn't pull it up. I'm going to do that again, so I can pull it up here on the screen for you to watch. Again, heck of a catch from Brendan Donovan over in left field today.
Tumbling catch on the warning track. Brendan Donovan with a great grab.
So, again, heck of a catch. Another key moment in today's game, and it just shows where this Cardinals team is right now, and how effective they have been as of late. Moving over to a little bit of the pitching performance, you had on the mound, you have Andre Palante, who had a stellar day on the mound. In today's game, he went. I'm gonna pull up his stats here. You got 7 innings, 7 and 1 innings, five hits, 2 earned runs, 7 strikeouts on the day from Andre Palante. Give us, like I said earlier, we needed that early on in this game. He needed a big strong game from Andre Palante, at least 6-7 innings. Said it in the pregame. We was talking. He looked sharp. And, was able to get out of trouble when he needed to. Really didn't have a lot of trouble today. As he had the Nationals shutout up until the bottom of the 8th inning when they finally were able to. When the Nationals were finally able to get onto the board, bullpen held it down as well for the most part. It wasn't the greatest thing, but Jojo Romero and Ryan Helsley did enough to get the Cardinals where they needed to be. Jojo came in relief of Palante, getting the final 2 outs of the 8th inning there, allowing 1 hit, 1 walk as well. And then Ryan Helsley, again, a little bit of a scary moment there. 1 hit allowed with 2 walks and a strikeout, and a pop fly to right field to end the game as well. So Ryan Helsley did enough to lock up things in the 9th and get things moving forward for the Cardinals. So and whatnot. So offensively, though, you look at some offensive standouts, from today's game. Not a whole bunch of crazy stats offensively today. So not a lot of home runs. This was a good Cardinals win, as you would call it. For some of you older Cardinals fans out there, a little bit of offensive standouts today. Offensively, you continue to keep seeing the bats hit very well. Get back into the rhythm of things. Finishing, look at a guy like Wilson Contreras, who went 0 for 2, but he had a walk and ended up with a scoring as well. On a Padres or Pedro single to right field. But another guy that keeps things rolling as well, who's had a little bit of a streak here going is Alec Burleson, and went 2 for 3 today, and 1 walk on the game. And Nolan Gorman, I mentioned earlier on in the game, I was hoping earlier on that I was hoping he was going to have a better of a day. He went 1 for 4, so not the greatest outing for Nolan Gorman, who ended up getting replaced by Barrario later on in the game. Padres 1 for 3 in this one. 1 hit, 1 strike, 1 RBI, 1 walk, 1 strikeout as well. And Victor Scott also got on base today, went 1 for 3 in today's game. So you get, nice little bit of here. Nice little bit of hitting for the Cardinals today. Not a whole bunch. You get 1 stolen base from Alec Burleson. Runners left in scoring position. You had 2, or runners left on base. So runner in scoring position. They went 3 for 11 with runners in scoring position. So it's something that could still be worked on, as you kind of left some guys out there on the field today that could have turned into runs. Looking forward, though, into this one, gives the Cardinals not momentum, because they already have momentum. They already have momentum going into the series finale tomorrow at 12:05 Eastern or 12:05 Central Time. As you continue into this final game against the Washington Nationals, but there's still some things that can be cleaned up. The bullpen, Ryan Helsley still looked a little, iffy. It was the first time in a little bit that we saw some question marks in the bullpen when at the end of the game. But overall, it wasn't a bad game. They're continuing to play well. They're continuing to hit the ball well. So you kind of hope a game like this, it helps them keep things moving in the right direction and keeps fixing those little things now that the Cardinals are going to need to continue to fight and climb in the NL Central, which they've done so far. 7 straight wins now for the Cardinals, as they're looking to catch the Chicago Cubs and put some separation between them and the Milwaukee Brewers and Cincinnati Reds for those 3rd and 4th positions as well. So we'll see what happens as they head into the final final game of the series, and then they got the next series against two really good teams in the Philadelphia Phillies, and then they have the 3-game series against the Kansas City Royals, who are arguably the hottest team in baseball right now outside of the Cardinals. So should be a fun series when you get to the KC one next weekend. Cardinals Nation. Let's as much as you like to hear me talk, I like to hear myself talk sometimes. I want to hear your thoughts on today's game. Whether who was your player of the game? Was it Alec Burleson? Are you liking what you see from Alex Burleson? Is it time to give up on Nolan Gorman and Jordan Walker? Obviously, Jordan Walker didn't play today. What was your thoughts on today's performance? Wasn't the strongest. Still got a win. Wasn't the strongest, sitting now 21-19 on the season, still second in the NL Central. So let me know how you feel about this team, about the team's performance today, and the team moving forward into the next series against the Phillies, against the Royals as well. And whatnot. So thanks again for watching today's post-game show. I know it's a little later after the game. Had some other things to take care of today. So I hope you enjoyed today's breakdown. If you did, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next pregame, post-game, or trade rumor or anything else that goes on. You got a big Battlehawks game tonight. City with I believe they won tonight. I'm going to double check. I'm going to check scores here. But last I knew, they won, and they ended up – no, they lost 2-1. They lost 2-1 to San Diego in regular time tonight. So City falls to San Diego tonight. Missed out on the opportunity to get some points there. So we'll talk about all that this week coming up on the City SC show. But until next time, go Cardinals, go City, go Battlehawks, go Blues, and see you next time.